Jeb Bush versus Marco Rubio. Who should concede? Jeb Bush versus Marco Rubio. Who should concede? Thank you for tuning in to the Black Political Buzz Network. This is Laurel. And today's topic is regarding, or is about the feud, the current feud that's brewing between the 2016 GOP candidates Jeb Bush and Senator Marco Rubio. Now, we all know that years ago in the state of Florida, when Jeb Bush was the governor of the state of Florida, that Marco Rubio was a former state Florida senator. So Marco Rubio was an elected official in the state of Florida as a state senator. Not a U.S. senator like he is now, but a state senator. And at that time, Governor Jeb Bush was the governor of Florida. And Jeb Bush took Marco Rubio under his wings as a political mentor. So Jeb Bush took it upon himself to educate this young handsome Cuban politician who was on his way up. Jeb Bush is married, we know, to a Latina. His wife is Hispanic. Jeb Bush's wife is Hispanic. Marco Rubio is Cuban American. And so I guess Jeb Bush felt like he was obligated as the governor of Florida, who was married to a Latina. I guess Jeb Bush felt obligated to invest himself professionally and politically into the life of this young Cuban American, Marco Rubio. I don't believe that Jeb Bush ever thought that Marco Rubio would be where he is today, which is his contender for the office of U.S. President on the GOP ticket. Now we both know that, or we all know that Marco Rubio is not going to be the 2016 GOP nominee for president. We know that. It's going to be Donald Trump. I don't care what anyone says. It's going to be Donald Trump. We also know that Jeb Bush is not going to be the 2016 GOP candidate nominee for U.S. president. I thought it was going to be Jeb Bush at one time. I really did. Until Donald Trump entered the race. Now, it's quite obvious that Donald Trump is going to be the 2016 GOP nominee for U.S. president. And he's going to run against Hillary Clinton, who's going to be the 2016 Democrat Party nominee for U.S. president. But there's a civil war brewing, or that has already erupted between Jeb Bush and Marco Rubio. Jeb Bush feels threatened by Marco Rubio for some reason. I don't know why. I mean, it is true that Marco Rubio is an elected U.S. senator, but Jeb Bush's brother and father were former U.S. presidents. I mean, you can't get any higher than that. So we have Jeb Bush, who had a brother, George W. Bush, who was the U.S. president 2 terms. He served 2 terms. Jeb Bush's father, George H.W. Bush, was president for 1 term. I mean, so Jeb Bush himself was a governor of the state of Florida 2 terms. I don't understand why Jeb Bush would feel threatened by Marco Rubio for any reason. And on top of all that, we know that the Bush family is loaded. They're super rich. Just like Donald Trump, they're very wealthy people. Marco Rubio doesn't have money like that. Word on the street is that Marco Rubio is broke. That's the word on the street. Now, how is Marco Rubio remaining in the race if he's broke? Because he has backers who hate the Bush family. There are donors out there who are funding Marco Rubio's campaign who don't like the Bush family. So they're intentionally keeping Marco in the race, even though they know Marco is not going to be the 2016 GOP presidential nominee. They're keeping Marco in the race probably because they want to allow Marco or use Marco to run Bush out of the race, so Trump can be the nominee. I mean, this politics, Politics is dirty. It's all fair in love, war, and politics. But there's a war brewing. So who should concede? Should Jeb Bush concede? Or should Marco Rubio concede? While Hillary sits back and watches the fireworks. Hillary Clinton is sitting back, observing the fireworks between Jeb Bush and Marco Rubio. The rich white guy versus the poor, because he's not wealthy. Marco Rubio is not wealthy. The rich white guy, Jeb Bush, versus the poor U.S. senator who's also a Cuban American. Who should sit down? Who should sit down or concede in this race? Neither. In my opinion, neither. Neither. It's a free country. Both men filed to run for president. Both men filed to run their campaigns in this nation for U.S. president for 2016 on the GOP ticket. Both men are eligible to remain in the race as long as they can stay in the race financially. So neither of them should sit down. Donald Trump is still flying high anyway. He's still soaring anyway. Ben Carson is still soaring anyway. Now, for those of you all who think that Donald Trump is going to ask Ben Carson to be his VP, you're wrong. That's not going to happen. And furthermore, I don't want to see Donald Trump ask Ben Carson to be his VP. To me, that is not a good match. To me, Trump, Carson, that ticket, it is not a good match. Obama and Biden was a good match. Obama and Hillary would have been a good match. Trump and Carson, not a good match. Not a good fit. But anyway, Marco Rubio, Jeb Bush's former mentee politically, is now equal with Jeb Bush on the national stage. And Jeb Bush can't stand it. He's fuming on the inside. How can this little guy from Cuba, Cuban American, who I mentored, took under my wing and taught him everything I knew, now be running neck and neck with me in a 2016 presidential race, and he has no money? He won't concede. He's making me look bad. How dare him? This is Jeb Bush talking, I presume. But Marco Rubio he's chosen to remain in the race because he's being paid to do so. He's got some rich donors who are backing him and saying, hey, stay in the race. Piss off Jeb Bush more. Tick him off even more. Just make him angry. Hopefully Jeb Bush will concede. But is that good for the GOP? Is this feud between Jeb Bush and Marco Rubio, is it good for the GOP? Not really. Hillary Clinton's sitting back enjoying the fireworks because it's helping her. Donald Trump is enjoying it because it's helping him. But it's not good for the party. This feud is not good for the party. Yes, Marco Rubio and Jeb Bush can remain in the race. They haven't done anything illegal. They can stay in the race as long as they want to. But is it good for the future of the party, considering this is a crucial election that we're facing? No, it's not good. The feud is not helpful to the party. So which man should step down? I say neither. But eventually, someone will have to concede. Will it be Jeb Bush or will it be Marco Rubio? Let's just stay tuned. It's interesting to watch this feud, but it's not helpful to the party. Not at all. Thank you for tuning into the Black Political Buzz Network. This is Laurel speaking, and goodbye.